In this video, we have a bunch of information for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies to go over, including all of the perks and abilities, all of the achievements, the contracts, the missions, so much stuff. Now, I want to give a huge thank you once again to MWIII Network for kindly culminating a bunch of the information that we've been receiving lately over on Twitter. I would definitely urge you to give him a follow because he's definitely the best source right now for just getting nice, easy, and concise news. So before I get into all of the information, there's actually been all of the operators leaked for Modern Warfare 3, their codenames at least, and it does seem like Laswell is going to be a playable operator, so we're going to be able to play as her physically in Zombies, which should be fun. I wasn't sure if she would just stay in the chopper whilst we were playing the game, but it does seem like we can actually play as her. Anyways, let's get into all of the information. So first of all, in regards to the perks, so it seems like pretty much all of the perks in the game are just going to be all of the ones from Cold War Zombies. However, their abilities and effects are not exactly the same, and all of the abilities I'm about to go over have just been observed from the early gameplay that we have received, so they are a bit incomplete. Some of the abilities and stuff might be slightly different, but for Juggernog, it will increase the health from 150 to 250. For Death Perception, it allows you to see zombies but not humans through walls. Objectives can be seen easier as well, making the spores, which are extremely hidden in infested strongholds, easier to spot. Then we have Quick Revive Back, which will allow you to revive teammates faster. However, it will not allow you to heal faster, which is unfortunate. PhD Flopper is also back, so we had PhD Slider in Cold War Zombies. However, we're getting traditional Flopper this time around since we can actually dolphin dive in the game. In the gameplay, we actually saw a clip of someone dolphin diving off of a high building and then just exploding all of the zombies on the floor. I guess it does work very similar to PhD Slider though in Cold War Zombies, because before in Outbreak you would be able to jump off of large buildings to create the same explosion just like dolphin diving, but it's a lot more fun if you dolphin dive. This will be extremely useful if you're low on ammo, and it's just so much fun. I can't wait to play with PhD Flopper. I'm really glad that it has dolphin diving, and apparently even on ground level it will cause explosions, but you will also get no fall damage and there will be no ray gun splash damage, so it's pretty much classic PhD Flopper. For Speed Cola, it will increase the reload speed obviously. Elemental Pop is also back, and it seems to work exactly like Cold War Zombies, where it will just give you different ammo mods on a cooldown every now and again whilst you are shooting. Then for Deadshot, we don't know the exact abilities, but it probably works just like in Cold War Zombies, where it'll snap onto the heads easier and maybe increase the headshot multiplier. Stamina Up, of course, increases the running speed. And finally, Tombstone is also back, but it's quite different in this game because it will drop a tombstone for your next game, an icon, and if you go up to it, it will allow you to regain your full loadout that you had from your prior game. So it's more similar to traditional Tombstone from Black Ops 2 as opposed to the Cold War Zombies version. So there's only 9 perks in this game at launch, so not 10 like Cold War Zombies, because Mule Kicker is not back, and that is because medium and large backpacks will allow you to carry 3 weapons anyway, so there we have it. Now, of course, hopefully new perks are added post-launch. Here is the thing, there are actually crystal tier upgrades to the perks just like we had in Cold War Zombies, but they don't work like how they did in Cold War Zombies, where of course you would just grind the crystals by going for rounds, completing objectives and Outbreak, etc., doing the Easter egg, and these would be permanent upgrades that you would be able to do out of game in the menu to make your perks, your field upgrades, your weapons better, etc. Now, the crystal tiers are back in this game to allow you to upgrade your perks. However, these can only be gotten, it seems, in-game, and it's not a permanent thing that you can upgrade for all future games, as apparently you are able to get ether crystals in the map, and I guess you get them by completing objectives or just by randomly looting, and you can then apply these ether crystal upgrades to perks or to your weapons when you pack a punch, and there are schematics for them as well. So I'm going to go over all of the schematics you can get now. Now basically these are craftable upgrades for wonder weapons and other stuff like that, and if you find enough schematic parts around the map, you can spawn in your next game with, for example, a perk or something like that. So you can take these schematics and you can either apply it in the game you were in, or you can successfully exfil with it to bring it into a future game. So you can spawn with Juggernog, you could spawn with a wonder weapon, etc. Now it does seem like there are going to be cooldowns that exist for the wonder weapon schematics. For example, the ray gun usage is on a cooldown of 48 hours, so if you get a schematic, you have to wait for 2 days per usage. Now for the schematics, you can get schematics for all of the perks in the game, so all of the ones I just listed, and you can also get schematics for the AATs, which are the ammo mods, and I'll go over the full list of all the ammo mods in the game in a second. However, ammo mods work differently in this game, so you can get it via a schematic, but the best way is just getting it by randomly looting on the map. You actually cannot apply an ammo mod and AAT via the Pack-a-Punch machine like you could in Cold War Zombies or Vanguard. You just have to get it by looting around the map and then applying it to your weapon. In terms of the wonder weapons, we have the ray gun, the wonder warp, and also the scorcher that you were able to get as schematics. Weapon schematics include the ether crystals, like I mentioned, and you can also get an ether tool with different rarity levels to upgrade your weapon rarity by 1, but it does seem like you can get different versions of the ether tool. Now, other schematics you can find are a dog bone, a golden armor plate, and a classified blood burner, which I'm not really sure what that is. So these crystals can be applied with schematics, so it seems like you won't just be able to apply this schematic immediately. It's a buildable that you will have to craft at a workbench. Now, in terms of the perks, the way they work, there are wonder fizzes on the map, so you can get any perks from them, of course, and there are different perk machines in the different zones on the map. However, from the YouTubers who played early, it seems like you can get very regular perk cans just by looting around the map. You can find them when you're just exploring buildings or getting them as drops, and apparently they are very, very common, so you're able to get a lot of these perk cans very easily, so you won't have to be exploring the map trying to find the actual perk machines themselves. This seems to be a good way to get them. So regarding the wonder weapons, all 3 can be gotten from the mystery box, but like I said, you can obviously just find them as loot around the map as well, or you can get them as a schematic, which you can use to bring into a future game or craft on the spot. And the longer you stay in a match, the higher the chance you have of getting a wonder weapon from the box, which I guess is obvious anyways. So these are all of the ammo mods, the AATs that have been found in the files of the game. Now, it's possible not all of these will be there on launch. So we have brain rot returning, which will allow you to just shoot a zombie and it'll be a friendly and start fighting the other zombies for a short period of time before it dies. We also have cryo freeze, dead wire, napalm burst, shatter blast, and one called shadow vortex, which we're not really sure, but it'll probably just make, you know, a vortex, a purple vortex, similar, I guess, to what the wonder weapon does. Now, these are all from the files of the game, so the ones that the YouTubers listed are that dead wire, brain rot, shatter blast, and cryo freeze will be there. So it's possible at launch there'll just be 4, and then maybe the other ones that I just mentioned will be added post-launch. Now, in terms of the full list of power-ups that have been found in the files, apparently there's an armor vest that will give you full armor, there's bonus points. Carpenter's been found in the files, but apparently it is not there actually in the game. But this is just from the files, as you were saying, so we could be misinterpreting this. It might have just been left in. There is also fire sale. Obviously, it gives you cheaper mystery box spins at any location, double points, full power, insta-kill, max ammo, a nuke, and you can also get a perk can. Maybe Carpenter will allow you to replay vehicles or other stuff like that. We're not exactly sure because obviously it gave you full armor in Cold War Zombies, but it doesn't seem like there's rebuildable barriers in this, but we'll have to wait and see. And in terms of the field upgrades, since the ones are returning, apparently all of the ones from Cold War Zombies are back, apart from Ring of Fire, which was a favorite for many people, as well as Toxic Growth. It could be that these are released after launch. Of course, Ring of Fire was very overpowered, so maybe that is why they've removed it. But I hope we see some new ones post-launch, because with Vanguard Zombies, they said they had new ones in Cold War Zombies that they never released, and they might be releasing in Vanguard Zombies, and then they never released any new ones. Now, this is one of the most important things, because this is all of the in-game contracts slash side quests you are able to do in the game. So for the side quest, there's a helicopter convoy. For the contracts, you can do defend, sabotage, weapon stash, big bounty, outlast, relic hunt, or zombie control. There are different warlords, which are bosses of fortresses, which you get to by collecting a key from a stronghold. And there is apparently the Chemist. I'm unsure if this is actually the Chemist from DMZ. It might be, but basically there are humans within these fortresses that are powerful warlords. There's also a Maestro and the Rainmaker. So yeah, I'm not really sure how these are going to function in the game. It's kind of annoying having humans in zombies, but it would just be so much more enjoyable if we had big zombie bosses within these strongholds. Obviously, I know it makes sense from a storyline or lore perspective, but yeah, it is kind of annoying. Before I continue with the rest of the juicy information, I first have a very awesome message to share with you, and we'll be right back. Are you looking for an ideal companion for your laptop? This isn't sponsored, but the kind folks over at Kazuna kindly send me their 17-inch laptop bag case that's perfect for when I'm traveling and need to get work done. It's the answer to all your needs. Specifically tailored for a perfect fit, it's available in various sizes, not just 17-inch to fit the exact size of your laptop in a snug fit. But more than just its sleek design, this case boasts a shock-absorbing inner lining to protect against unexpected bumps. The thick edge banding further guarantees durability, while its multiple zipper pockets provide ample space for all your accessories. Whether you prefer to hand carry or sling it over your shoulder with its removable strap, this sturdy yet affordable bag is a must-have for anyone on the go. There is a link in the description below if you wish to check it out. And once again, thank you to them for sending it to me. Now, in terms of the contracts, now there's many more, but in the files there's the escort, which are 3 dark ether vortexes to close, just like the escort from Outbreak. We have defend. There are 3 waves, each seemingly on a time limit, but there's many more that we saw from the early gameplay that I've gone over in a prior video. For miscellaneous, turret traps require a key. The intel system seems to be returning in some capacity to learn the storyline for the game. There is also a sticker book, apparently, with different challenges you can do, I guess, to unlock stickers. Maybe that's story stuff as well. So apparently post-launch, there'll be new intel added every season. There'll be new cinematics added every season, I guess, with the Easter eggs as well, and the different missions. Season 1 will apparently have a new set of missions, and the sticker book will be updated seasonally. Now, we have a list of the weapon camo challenges. So you're going to have to be getting tactical affected kills, hellhound kills, kills since you start shooting, headshot kills, mangler kills, disciple kills, mimic kills, field upgrade kills, tactical stance kills, kills in a single match, rapid kills, kills while you have full perks, kills with full attachments on guns, kills with epic rarity guns, X amount of kills without taking damage, kills in the red region, which is the center of the map, where the Ether Storm is, I think, cryo freeze kills, toxic blast kills, napalm burst kills, armored zombie kills, 3 kills in one shot, cryo freeze kills, point blank kills, hipfire kills, and mercenary kills. Apparently, post-launch, Treyarch are planning to introduce round-based in some capacity for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. We don't exactly know what they mean, but apparently at Con Next, they said they understand people want to see round-based maps, so I won't be surprised if we get some minor round-based maps, because apparently within the missions for the Easter egg, you will actually get teleported to unique sections of the map that are just built for these missions. The small little maps, and I wonder if these small maps could be reused as round-based maps, as these were specifically built up for the missions. Now, some information coming from Chopper in terms of the difficulty: enemies are hard to kill on your own due to the high health and damage output. Veterans or experienced players in high threat zones will be able to survive relatively easily, but new players / non-zombie players during the test were struggling hard. Just as a test of health, zombies in the first zone can be insta-killed using vehicles, however zombies in the second and third cannot be. So, as you know, you spawn in the outskirts of the map, and the zombies get more difficult as you move through the zones. There's 3 different zones: the outskirts, the middle zone, and then the center where the Ether Storm is. Apparently, the W.A.N.D.S feels very similar to the Vanguard version, and it can be pack-a-punch, but it doesn't have any new abilities if you do so. There's around 20 missions apparently so far on launch, and they work just like in DMZ. Now, regarding these missions themselves, obviously the game isn't going to be launching with a main Easter egg. One will apparently be coming post-launch. However, at the start of the game, there is going to be a main quest. Now, it's called a quest. It's not a Easter egg per se, but it's going to tell the story of the game. And basically, you just have to complete all of these missions, which apparently, according to Chopper, there's around 20, and these missions will make up 3 different acts. And when you finish each of the acts, you'll be teleported to a unique map, a unique location, which will be just your team, where there won't be a cooldown, there won't be that 60-minute countdown, and you'll be able to do whatever thing you need to do. And you'll get a cutscene telling the story at the end of each act. So there's 3 different cutscenes you can unlock, and that should be a lot of fun. Now, recently, Codename Pizza has been talking about the fact that for the missions, for some of them, the high-value missions, they actually allow you to extend the game time, because although there's this 60-minute countdown, the Ether Storm will start expanding at around 45 minutes, and apparently you are able to basically start the mission, and it'll extend your game time because it'll be just for your squad, and it will give you the time to complete the mission, which will take apparently around an hour or so, but it will still force you to exfil at the end to complete the mission. Now, according to Codename Pizza, he was basically describing it like, theoretically, you could start a mission at 59 minutes right before the end of the game, and it would allow you to effectively have a 2-hour game session, because the mission would then take an additional hour, and these missions would be just for your squad as well, so it seems like you get put in a separate private match separate to everyone else when you do these missions. However, Treyarch have came out and described how these work, and they said there's basically these specific missions that allow you to extend your game time, but it does seem like these are one and done missions. You can only do them once. It doesn't seem like you can keep replaying them, so it's not like you can do this every game, and you're going to be on a linear path to complete these missions, so it won't allow you to just play casually and just explore the map within this time, because you'll be wanting to do the mission. And like I said, they are limited time. I think they're one and done things, and it still will force you to exfil at the end. I also don't think you can get to a full 2-hour game, because the way Treyarch are describing it sounds more like the max you can get is around an hour and a half, because the Ether Storm starts expanding around 45 minutes, and you can probably only activate a mission within the first half an hour or so, because as soon as the Ether Storm starts expanding, they probably will then disable all of the missions from being able to be activated, because you get pushed to the exfil zone. So yeah, it's worth bearing that in mind. Geeky Pastimes is saying that unlike DMZ, you can only equip one mission at a time, so like I said, you can do these missions. This is going to be the main quest if you complete all 3 of the acts over many different games. However, apparently after you complete a mission, it'll then automatically move on to the next mission in game, so you can just keep doing them. I guess there's not a limit on how many you can do in game, but probably it's around a few that you can do within your time limit. So you're not going to be able to do a crazy amount, and to be able to do all 3 of the acts, this is going to take many different games, probably 5 to 8 hours of game time. We have all of the characters in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies that we'll be talking to during your game via the radio transmission. So we have Kapoor, we have Green, Miller, Jansen, Dobbs, Barrera, Ravenov, Fang, Laswell, and finally Soap. In terms of other characters though, of course the game features Ravenov from Cold War Zombies, and they've mentioned that there'll be plenty of returning Modern Warfare and Cold War Zombies characters, and we have Soap and Laswell of course as main characters, but apparently there's a few surprises that we can't talk about, so I wonder who is returning. Could they be referring to Richtofen, Dr. Peck? Considering Ravenov is still alive, there's definitely the chance that we might see some other Cold War Zombies characters pop up. And I do wonder if Samantha Maxis could make a surprise appearance as well, because last time we saw her, she was trapped in the Dark Ether by trapping the Forsaken. However, we obviously see in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies intro cutscene that Weaver and the other Requiem heads have seemingly sacrificed their lives into these Ethereum canisters. Their souls may have been absorbed, and maybe that was actually to free Samantha Maxis, and maybe she could show up as a surprise later on in the story. We have also heard that apparently there's going to be a character in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies that we will see in Call of Duty 2024 Zombies as well. I don't know how that would be possible unless there's some sort of weird time trickery, unless we just see a much younger version of them, which means that if we see them show up in the 90s game, they must be quite old in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies since it's in 2021, 30 years after the 90s. And they're apparently a new character, so it's not someone returning, it's someone we haven't seen before. I have no idea who they could be and how significant they will be. Now, very disappointing news, pay for advantage bundles are back in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, just like we saw in DMZ. At least DMZ had the excuse of it being free to play, so they had to make money somehow, right? Not really. Anyways, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies unfortunately isn't free to play, limiting the player base of Zombies' potential. And at the same time, they're still having pay for advantage bundles, and it's really worrying me considering that there's now these schematics and stuff. You might be able to spawn in with Juggernog or a Wonder Weapon just by paying. Now, of course, they're going to have time limits on these things, like I was saying before, but nevertheless, it's still a big advantage. And right now, it's just Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, but in the future, this could be something we see next year with round-based in COD 2024 Zombies. It was something people didn't like with Gobblegums, and now it's creeping its way back into Zombies. Also, I don't know why they're mentioning Outbreak exclusive. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is not Outbreak, it's DMZ. It has some elements of Outbreak, being able to play on a big map and big bosses and stuff like that, but the gameplay loop is nothing like Outbreak, it's DMZ. Of course, Cold War Zombies had blueprints that came with ammo mods already available, but I didn't find this was much of a big deal because the ammo mods aren't that significant. If you could spawn in with Pack-a-Punch weapons, that would be another story. And we already know that the Soul Harvester blueprint is going to be coming with Deadwire for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, but we just know that it's not going to be limited to ammo mods. Spawning in with Wonder Weapons, full armor, perks, self-revives, these are all things that are on the table now. The other piece of information we have coming from Mr. Dalek JD is there is no bartering system in the game. However, there are a bunch of random useless items that you can pick up, such as the 30-point old watch, and basically all of these random useless items that are all over the map can be sold for, I guess, essence to then buy stuff. But yeah, it's kind of pointless. Hopefully they add a bartering system like in DMZ into the game, because it seems like this mode is missing a lot of the quality of life features and a lot of new additions that were added to DMZ over the past year that made the mode better, and this mode is basically like Ground Zero DMZ, so it kind of, I guess, is a similar scenario where when Warzone 2 released, a lot of the UI changes that had been getting added to the original Warzone over the past year weren't present, and it ended up taking about a year for them to all be re-added. I guess because the two different modes were being developed by different teams simultaneously, it meant that all of the new features coming to DMZ weren't then implemented into Modern Warfare Zombies, which is annoying. I wish there was better communication there, so when any new feature got added in DMZ, Treyarch were also working on getting it in Modern Warfare Zombies. Now we have some further new information. Apparently, there is something about being able to play as a full 24-player squad, even though YouTubers and even Treyarch's community manager has mentioned assimilation being capped at 6 maximum on a squad. So maybe there's some sort of way to merge all of the squads together so that a full super squad of 24 players in a game will be able to work together. We're not sure how that'll be. I'm wondering if the 24-player team is referring to the fact that there is, of course, the new Gormgan's boss, which is this giant worm, and apparently this is something that all of the teams will have to come together to fight before they are able to exfil at the end of the game. So I'm wondering if that is what Treyarch are referring to, since all the teams will work together then, and maybe there's other world bosses which are going to require many different squads to work together to take out, as it's not able to be doable alone. And maybe there's other things, not just these giant bosses, but things that require different teams to work together. Maybe even for the main Easter egg, it may require different teams to work together. That would be so awesome. A 24-player Easter egg would be insane, and a 24-player boss fight fight on its own is going to be crazy. I can't wait to fight this giant worm. It seems to be the only new boss in this game, which is unfortunate since most of the others are reused with several different abilities, but this one seems like a real charm and is something unlike anything we've seen in Zombies before. The final thing I want to go over is all of the achievements for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. First of all, we have And So It Begins, which is just obtained by successfully exfilling, which you'll probably do on your first game anyways. We then have Back from the Dead, which you'll get if you reclaim your gear from a tombstone in Modern Warfare Zombies. Like I was mentioning before, we then have Conqueror, where you have to defeat a warlord. Like I said, they're within the fortresses in the map that you get via a key from the strongholds. We then have a Gravestone on Urzikstan, kill 100 zombies with vehicles in a single deployment in Modern Warfare Zombies, and they have specified Urzikstan, and that's because there's more maps coming post-launch. I wonder if they will add more achievements post-launch as well. Probably not though, they'll probably just have camo challenges slash calling card challenges. We then have Helpful Stranger, revive a player from a different squad in Modern Warfare Zombies. So that's going to be something you do. Maybe that's actually how you are going to be able to claim that player on your team to assimilate. We then have Hired Gun, complete 20 contracts in Modern Warfare Zombies. So yeah, I'm guessing Chopper was right and there are only 20 contracts total. We then have One Against All, kill Orcus in Modern Warfare Zombies, and I think Orcus, I believe, is one of the warlords. I could be wrong about that one there. We then have Perkaholic, which you get if you have all 9 perks in the game. Since there's no perk cap, you can get all 9. We have Seeing Red, complete 5 contracts in the high threat zone in a single deployment in Modern Warfare Zombies. So of course this is the center of the map, the center circle, since there's 3 different tiers of difficulty as you move towards the middle of the map. We then have Slaughterhouse, kill 50,000 total enemies in Modern Warfare Zombies. We have The End, which is complete Act 3 in Modern Warfare Zombies, which is basically the main quest. Like I was talking before, there are 3 acts. Essentially, you'll complete this by completing all of the missions in the game, finishing all of the acts. But of course, there'll be more missions added post-launch, and there will be a main Easter egg post-launch, so the story won't be ending here, which is why there's a question mark at the end of The End. We then have Write-Off, get 500 kills using an insured weapon in Modern Warfare Zombies. And finally, we have You Can Pet the Dog, pet a Hellhound in Modern Warfare Zombies. So, like I was saying before, Turned Brain Rot is back as an ammo mod, which will allow you to get a friendly zombie, or in this case, a friendly dog, that'll fight against the other zombies for a short duration. It'll have green eyes, of course, and just like in Cold War Zombies, you'll be able to go up to it whilst it's a friendly before it dies to pet it. Awesome, lots of fun. So that's all of the information I have to talk about in this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.